and you say you're running a chef-less restaurant. How did you come up with it and how is it even possible?
இவ்வளோ டிஃபிகல்ட்டாக இருக்கிறதுனால தான் வந்து இந்தியன் ஃபுட்டை வந்து நம்மளால ஸ்கேலே பண்ண முடியல, ரைட்? ஒரு இடத்துலையும் ஒரு ஷெஃப் இருக்கணும். பட் வாட் சால்வ் த ப்ராப்ளம் இஸ் ஆல்சோ த ப்ராப்ளம். த டேஸ்டியஸ்ட் சாக்லேட்ஸ் இன் த வேர்ல்டு, த டேஸ்டியஸ்ட் ஸ்நாக்ஸ் இன் த வேர்ல்டு ஆர் நாட் மேட் பை ஷெஃப்ஸ், இஸ் மேட் பை and restaurants போகும்போது first thing they want to sell you is water because it sells by itself. All you have to do is just put the damn bottle on your table. It sells by itself, right? So I was not comfortable with it. Hey, give me a choice. தண்ணி மானிட்டைஸ் பண்ணிட்டாங்க, நாளைக்கு காத்தி மானிட்டைஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. There's a company in Canada which is selling air. Okay, 20-30 வருஷம் முன்னாடி என்ன தண்ணி குடிச்சோம்? DNA is always bigger than the USP. The best person to market your product, okay, is not Instagram, it's not YouTube, it's not Facebook, it's not your advertisement or paper, it's your... Then you're only thinking, why people are talking more advertisement. Gone. நாங்கள் 2013 ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணாமல் 2013 ஃபெப்ரவரியில் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணாமல் நான் 6 months லேட்டாக ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணியிருந்தேன்னா எங்கள் லாஸ் இஸ் 15 crores. The best time to start a business is yesterday. You're already one day late.
இந்த 1 hour நீங்க இவ்வளோ பேஷனட்டா இவ்வளோ எனர்ஜெட்டிக்காக பேசிட்டு இருக்கீங்கன்னா ஐ கேன் see what you have for entrepreneurship. How I as an entrepreneur or my viewers as entrepreneurs can get that mindset and that passion. இன்னைக்கான பாட்காஸ்ட் யாருக்கு அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, நான் ஒரு பிஸ்னஸ் ஆரம்பிக்கணும், நானும் ஒரு ஆண்டர்ப்ரனர் ஆகணும் அப்படின்ற பேஷன் உங்களுக்கு இருந்தாலும், ஆர் நான் ஆல்ரெடி ஒரு பிஸ்னஸ் வச்சிருக்கேங்க, நானும் ஒரு ஆண்டர்ப்ரனர் தாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறவங்களா இருந்தாலும், நான் எப்படி இந்த ஆண்டர்ப்ரனர் ஜர்னியில் சக்ஸஸ் ஆக முடியும் அப்படின்னு நீங்கள் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு தேடுதல் இருந்தால் உங்களுக்கானதான் இது. இந்த பாட்காஸ்ட் நீங்கள் பார்த்து முடிக்கிறப்போ ஒரு ஆண்டர்ப்ரனருக்கு தேவையான ஸ்ட்ராங் மைண்ட் செட் உங்களுக்கு இருக்கும். உங்களோட இந்த 60 minutes ஒரு வேல்யூபிள் இன்வெஸ்ட்மெண்ட்டாக இருக்கும். ஹாய், திஸ் இஸ் மஞ்சு SM, லைஃப் கோச். I have been meeting some interesting entrepreneurs to understand their journey and share their insights with you. As a part of it, I have an interesting guest with me today. To give you some clues about this person runs a brand with a tagline, hungry to happy. And most importantly, he says, I don't charge for water. Who will charge for water, he says. Have you guessed this brand?
Santhosh Muruganantham. I'm a co-founder of one of the fastest growing restaurant startups in the world, Cultivate. We are in 3 continents right now, India, Australia and US, and that's us. That's about it.
Great. That's nice to know. I remember reading your LinkedIn post. You went to study your post-graduation in US. And how did you end up becoming an entrepreneur, a founder of Cultivate? Can you share this journey with us?
Okay. The journey was very, very, very regular. Like, so in Chennai, you got 2 options. When you finish 12th, either you got to become a doctor or you got to become an engineer. And since I did not take biology group because, if I see blood, I will faint. So I said, no, I'm not going to do bloody biology. Let's do engineering. And then like every other damn guy in Chennai, I did my engineering in Sri Ram Engineering College. Okay. And then what else to do next? Once you're done engineering, then what are the options you have? Like, you have to go to US or the Western world to do masters. So same whole thing, same whole story. Did my masters and luckily ended up in one of the top colleges in the US, Georgia Tech, and lived in the US for 8 years. And during that 8 year stint, the idea of Cultivate came into my mind because I saw a very, very big opportunity in the US. The good thing about US is US spends a lot of their money on food. The US food industry is twice the size of Indian food industry with 1/4 of the population. With the $350 million population, they spend twice more than $110 billion industry. India is like 55, something like that. So US spends a lot of money on the food. It's one of the biggest market for food in the world. And unfortunately, they don't have a Indian cuisine brand which has been able to scale up across the entire country. So I saw that gap. I thought, okay, then I started drilling down. Okay, what is this bloody problem? Why Indian restaurants are not able to scale across all cities or all states in the US? That got me thinking. And then I figured out the biggest stumbling block is the chef. Okay. If you look at all the other brands which have grown exponentially, none of them have chefs. You will not find a chef in a Subway. You will not find a chef in McDonald's or Burger King or Domino's, right? Anybody, any college kid can go inside, can make a pizza, can flip a burger, can make fries because they've standardized, right? The taste comes from a standardized procedure. So that got me thinking, okay, why don't we make Indian food systematically so you get the same taste across the world? So that was a problem statement I took back. And 2012, me, a couple of my friends, my best friend Padmanabhan, and my wife's classmate, college mate Aditya, we three started Colipasi, and it took us a good amount of time for us to crack the model. And today we are probably one, or I don't know if there's anybody else who can openly claim, probably one of the few Indian restaurant chains. Probably, I think, only Indian restaurant chain is across multiple countries, which is chefless, and we can scale at lightning speed today.
That's
So
amazing. செஃப் இல்லாத ஒரு ரெஸ்டாரண்ட் அப்படின்னா, ஸோ இப்போ வீட்லயே வந்து ஒரு காமனான கன்சர்ன் என்ன இருக்கும்னா, அம்மா சமைச்ச மாதிரி நீ சமைச்சது இல்ல அப்படின்ற ஒரு கன்சர்ன். ஆர் நம்ம வேற வீட்ல ஒரு குக்கு வச்சோம்னா, வீட்ல சமைக்கிற மாதிரி இல்ல. ரெஸ்டாரண்ட் போகணும்னா வீட்ல சமைச்ச மாதிரி இல்ல. ஸோ இந்த வீட்ல சமைச்ச மாதிரி இல்லைன்ற இஸ் ஆல் அட்ரிபியூட்டட் டு ஒன் பர்சன்ஸ் டேஸ்ட். அண்ட் யூ சே யூர் ரன்னிங் a chef-less restaurant. How did you come up with it and how is it even possible?
Superb question. When nobody thought that, Indian food வந்து so simple எடுத்தீங்கன்னா சாம்பார் ரைஸ் எடுத்துக்கோங்களேன். ஒரு சாம்பார் ரைஸ்க்குள்ள there is 26 ingredients. ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு சாம்பார் ரைஸ்க்குள்ள there is 26 ingredients உள்ள போட்டாதான் அது கரெக்டான ப்ரொபோர்ஷன்ல, கரெக்டான டைம்ல நீங்க பண்ணாதான் அந்த டிஷ் வரும். ஸோ அந்த இவ்வளோ டிஃபிகல்ட்டா இருக்கிறதுனால தான் வந்து இந்தியன் ஃபுட்டை வந்து நம்மளால ஸ்கேலே பண்ண முடியல, ரைட்? ஒரு இடத்துலயும் ஒரு ஷெஃப் இருக்கணும். பட் வாட் சால்வ் த ப்ராப்ளம் இஸ் ஆல்சோ த ப்ராப்ளம். அதாவது ஒரு இடத்துல நீங்கள் ஷெஃப் போட்டுட்டீங்க, ப்ராப்ளம் சால்வ் பண்ணிட்டீங்க, பட் அதே நீங்கள் எடுத்துட்டு இன்னொரு இடத்துல போட முடியாது. ஏன்னா அதே ஆள் திருப்பி நீங்கள் இன்னொரு இடத்துல வைக்க முடியாது. ஒரு ஆளுமே வித்தியாசம், ரைட்? ஒருத்தர் ஒரு மாதிரி சமைப்பாங்க, ரைட்? அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு அன்னைக்கு மூடு எப்படி இருக்குன்னு தெரியல, வீட்டில் அவங்க ஒய்ஃபோட சண்டை போட்டு வந்திருக்கலாம், ரைட்? ஸோ அந்த கோத்துக்கு எங்கடா காட்டலாம். ஸோ அதெல்லாம் என்ன ஆச்சு வந்து இந்தியன் ஃபுட்டு வந்து ஸ்டாண்டர்டாக ஸ்கேலபிளாக எல்லா இடத்துலையுமே கொண்டு போக முடியல. ஸோ அதுக்கு வந்து யூ ஹாவ் டு ரிமூவ் த ஷெஃப் and put in strong processes. இந்த ஸ்டெப் நீங்கள் யோசிச்சு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நீங்கள் வேர்ல்ட்ஸ் பெஸ்ட் சாக்லேட், உங்கள் ஃபேவரட் சாக்லேட் என்ன?
எனக்கு வந்து ஸ்னிக்கர்ஸ்.
ஓகே, அது யார் செய்கிறா? ஷெஃபாக செய்கிறாங்க இல்லையே. ஒரு ஷெஃபை வச்சு ரெசிபி எடுத்துருப்பாங்க, அதுக்கப்புறம் அதை ப்ராசஸ் ஆக்கிட்டாங்க. வேர்ல்டு உங்களுக்கு ஃபேவரட் சிப்ஸ் என்னது?
எனக்கு சிப்ஸ் வந்துட்டு நார்மல் பொட்டேட்டோ சிப்ஸ் இருந்தால் ஓகே.
ஓகே, அது யார் ஷெஃபாக பண்ணுறாங்க? இல்லையே, ரைட்? ஸோ the tastiest chocolates in the world, the tastiest snacks in the world are not made by chefs. It's made by factories because it's process oriented. So we had to see how எப்படி வந்து அந்த இந்தியன் குக்கிங்கை எடுத்து நம்ம ப்ராசஸ் ஓரியன்டாக மாற்ற முடியும். ஸோ நாங்கள் we had to go and study the science behind it, ரைட்? எந்தெந்த இன்க்ரீடியன்ஸோட போய் மேட்ச் பண்ணும்போது, எந்த டைமில் மேட்ச் பண்ணும்போது அதோட ரியாக்ஷன் என்ன ஆகுது. ஸோ we had to go lot into food science and understand how we can make it a process.
And I see a person who has taken advantage of science of cooking and built his brand. But அதை நீங்கள் சொல்கிறப்போ you also said a very philosophical statement. இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் தான் அதுக்கான சொல்யூஷனும் இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னு. ரூமியோட கோட் ஒன்று வரும், wound is where the light enters அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. So how are you actually combining this philosophical knowledge into your entrepreneurial journey?
So basically, if you see, I'm a philosopher masked as an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So I'm basically a philosopher, ஓகேங்களா? பட் நாட் தட் நான் புக்ஸ்லாம் எழுதி அப்படிலாம் கிடையாது. இன் மை மைண்ட் ஐ திங்க் எவ்ரிதிங் ஐ see it as a philosophy. ஸோ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், ஓகேங்களா, இந்த பாட்டில் எடுத்துக்கோங்க. ஸோ ஐ திங்க் இது பண்ணி நீங்கள் கேள்விப்பட்டீங்க, சொன்னீங்களே நீங்கள் we don't sell waterன்னு. ஸோ the whole idea of that is because we had a very strong philosophy. என்னன்னா வந்து நான் கஸ்டமராக இருக்கும்போது and ரெஸ்டாரண்ட்ஸ்லாம் போகும்போது first thing they want to sell you is water because it sells by itself. All you have to do is just put the damn bottle on your table, it sells by itself, right? So I was not comfortable with it. Hey, give me a choice. எனக்கு வேணுமா வேணாமா நான் டிசைட் பண்ணிட்டேன், நீங்கள் எனக்கு டிசைட் பண்ணி தண்ணி வேணுமா தண்ணி வேணாமான்னு. And then we started thinking that என்னடா தண்ணி வந்து it's God's given gift, God's given resource to mankind, right? And nobody should monetize it, right? இன்னைக்கு தண்ணி மானிட்டைஸ் பண்ணிட்டாங்க, நாளைக்கு காத்தி மானிட்டைஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. There's a company in Canada which is selling air, pure air in bottles, right? So we thought, let's use our philosophy to tell the world that we are different. So இன்னைக்கு நான் ஒரு ஐடி கம்பெனியில் உட்காந்துக்கிட்டு தண்ணிக்கு எதுப்பா காசு சொன்னா வச்சுங்க, யாரும் மதிக்க கூட மாட்டாங்க. But we've lost crores of money by not selling water, right? We're a multi-million-dollar company today. Just imagine how much of money we would have made last 12 years by selling water bottles in all of our outlets. We would have made loads of money, right? So we gave that up just to tell to people that now we have the moral rights to talk about this philosophy, right?
Okay.
இன்னைக்கு நான் சொல்லலாம் தண்ணிக்கு எதுக்கு காசு, water should not become a commodity, let's not commoditize water. I can say because I've lost money and I'm talking out of experience. Oh, then when people say, ஆமாடா நிஜமாலே காசை விட்டுட்டு இவன் வந்து he's standing for his principles, he's standing for his values. So that's how you will actually able to connect to people. So we're using philosophy to connect with our audience. இல்லைனா இப்போ எனக்கும் இன்னொரு ரெஸ்டாரண்ட்டுக்கும் என்ன வித்தியாசம், அவங்களும் சாப்பாடு வைக்கிறாங்க, நானும் சாப்பாடு வைக்கிறேன். Why would somebody love our brand? Because they love the values. How would you make sure that there are some values that can connect with people? You have to understand people. So நான் யோசிக்கும் போது நம்மள மாதிரி நிறைய பேர் யோசிப்பாங்கல்ல, கரெக்ட் தான், இப்போ பரவாயில்ல. So business cannot be done only for profits. So that's what's called a brand, right? Brand ஏன் மக்கள் பிடிக்குதுன்னா there's something in them in a business where it is beyond the product, right? இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஆப்பிள் ப்ராடக்ட் மட்டும் இல்லைல்ல, we love the ecosystem, right? We love the design, style. So it's not just the product alone. Product மட்டும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா Apple might not be the most premier product. There are more phones which are less expensive, have more features than Apple, but still people go and buy Apple because there's an emotional connect. So as a brand, our duty was to create an emotional connect for people to come and, hey man, these guys are cool. First of all, look at their name, Kolapasi. Who in the world would put such a funky, crazy name for a restaurant? 2013, there is no way in the world anybody could have thought of keeping a name called Kolapasi for a restaurant, right? So we did everything quirky, different, and fun, where people can come and celebrate and join the brand, right? They could say, hey, இது எங்க ஊர் McDonald's. Hey, this is our version of Starbucks, man. This is our Indian version of Starbucks. This is our Indian version of McDonald's, Domino's. So we wanted people to have pride with our brand. So we stood for people.
Okay, amazing. So I remember இந்த சின்ன வயசுல அப்பா அம்மா கூட எந்த ரெஸ்டாரண்ட் போனாலும் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நமக்கு தண்ணி எடுத்து வந்து கொடுத்துருவாங்க. பட் தென் ஆஸ் ஐ மூவ் அப் அண்ட் நாங்கள் அந்த கார்பரேட்ஸ் அதெல்லாம் ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு அண்ட் they started visiting restaurants. I see எங்கே போனாலும் ஒரு மினரல் பாட்டில் இருக்கும். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கேட்குற கேள்வி, மேம் உங்களுக்கு ஆரோ வாட்டர் வேணுமா
இல்லை டேப் வாட்டரா மினரல் வாட்டரா? டேப் ஐயோ என்ன ஒரு டேப் சொல்ல வாட்டர் மினரல் வாட்டர் வாங்கிடுவோம் நம்ம.
அந்த இதுலேயே வந்து எவ்ரிபடி இஸ் லைக் ஐ டேக் திஸ் பாட்டில் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி ஒரு அந்த ஒரு நார்மல் செனாரியோ நான் எங்கேயுமே
and I'll add one more thing, right? We are the only species in the world, okayங்களா, which drinks RO water. We are the only species in the world. We have so many species. யாருமே வந்து ஓகே 20-30 வருஷம் என்ன தண்ணி குடிச்சோம்? அதே கடத்துக்குள்ள இருந்து கம்மால இருந்து இருந்தாலும் குடிச்சோம். என்னாச்சு இப்போ லாஸ்ட் 30 yearsல? So they have created this fear that if it's not coming from a bottle, it's not nice. It's dirty, right? Because they have to create that fear. Only then you will buy the water. So there is a lot of engineering behind that. There's a social engineering behind that. They want to create fear.
So நீங்க சொல்ற மாதிரி பார்த்தோம்னா business with a purpose அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாமா நம்ம?
In future, people will not just buy your product. They will also want to see what you're standing for. Okay, so that's what we talk about something called DNA is always bigger than the USP. அதாவது USP na unique selling proposition. So every business will have a unique selling proposition. முன்னாடி வந்து USP எல்லாருமே USP தான் பேசுறோம். USP என்ன, இவன் USP என்ன. Today the consumers are moving away from USP. They're looking at DNA. What is his intention? Why are these guys doing, right? அவன் இது பண்றது வந்து ஃபிலிம்காக பண்றானா, மார்க்கெட்டிங்காக பண்றானா, இல்ல என்ன பண்றா? So they want to go and understand what's your DNA, right? So இப்போ நாங்க வந்து மார்க்கெட்டிங்காக பண்ணியிருந்தோம்னா we'll be the stupidest business people in the world, because in business your whole goal is to maximize your profit, right? I would be selling Cokes and Pepsis, and one more thing, we don't sell Pepsi Coke as a matter of our values and principles, because I feel Pepsi and Coke is not good for my health. If that is the case, how can I give it to Manju? Hey Manju, you drink Pepsi Coke because I want to make money from you. I'll be the biggest hypocrite in the world. So he said, if it's not good for me, it's not good for my customers too, because we call our customers our family. So again, 11-12 years we have never sold Pepsi Coke. So coming back to the question is, right, so I've lost money to only prove to people that we care for you.
That's amazing. So certain things that I know when why I say no to eating food outside is one is these artificial preservatives that come into the food. or the kind of cooking practices. And there are most restaurants where we go out and we don't even get fresh juices. You only get bottled drinks. So அதில் என் பசங்களுக்கு ஒரு கோவம் இருக்குது. இப்போ பார்த்தாலும் என் அம்மா இப்படி சொல்கிறீங்க. பட் ஐ லைக் த வே யூ சே மை கஸ்டமர் இஸ் மை ஃபேமிலி அண்ட் ஐ ஓன் இட். And in a way, I feel when we start looking after our clients the way we treat our family members, I feel that bonding can actually create greater business than we can actually imagine. Can I have your inputs on that?
Okay, so here comes the first law of marketing, okay? Or you can say first law or whatever. The best person to market your product, okay, is not Instagram, it's not YouTube, it's not Facebook, it's not your advertisement or paper, it's your customer. One customer talking about your product to another person is more powerful than 1,000 people seeing your ad. I'll repeat it. One customer talking about your product to another person is more powerful than 1,000 people seeing your ad. Brands are not built by companies, it is built by customers. Simple. So we became a brand, not that we are good in creating design, we are good in marketing. We became a brand because people started talking about us. People loved our philosophies, they loved our food. We are one of the few people who can command saying that there are no artificial colors, no preservatives in it. Very few people can, no MSG in our food. And we have done that for 12 years. We have done that for 12 years. Right? And so it automatically, it has a domino effect. Initially, you'll be very small. In fact, I would love to say that till now, okay, for our business expansion, we have franchisees in 3 continents right now. Till now, okay, I can proudly say that we have spent $0 for our business expansion. Till now, you would have never seen an ad from Colapasi saying that we inviting partners for franchise. Maybe in the future we might do, because we might, get funded by a venture capitalist firm and they want to expand faster. We might do, but till now, at least, I can proudly say that we have not spent a single dollar in advertisement for our business expansion. Everything is organic. Everything is incoming. You name a country in the world, we will have a franchise inquiry from that country. This is because the customers have taken the onus of spreading the brand's name.
Okay. So in the word of mouth and இந்த பழங்கால மார்க்கெட்டிங் டெக்னிக்கோட பவர் நீங்க சொன்னீங்க. பட் ஐ ஆல்சோ வாண்ட் டு டாக் அபவுட் சம்திங் எல்ஸ்.
Okay, I'll add some more point to that. Word of mouth is actually very difficult. So that's why people don't prefer to do word of mouth, because it is slow, it is difficult, and you have to be really good at it for people to talk about you. So it's easier route is taking an Instagram and Facebook and ad route where you'll put the mud on the wall and something will stick. It doesn't mean that we are not doing Instagram and Facebook, but our proportion is very, 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 very less compared to that, because we believe in that. If people are not talking about you, so that is that's like a question mark to us. Okay, if people are eating your food and they're not talking about you, that means your food is not good. So you need to go to the drawing board and fix it. So if you're not able to see that problem, then you're not fixing the problem. Then you're only thinking why people are talking. More advertisement. Gone. Because the foundation is very weak. Right? How much of a building you build on, floors you build on your foundation, is not going to stand because your foundation is very weak. But if your foundation is strong and then you do advertisements, right, then it'll grow faster.
I love the point. If people are not talking about you, generally people, we start investing a lot in marketing just to get people talking about you.
I'll talk about now that your viewers are all entrepreneurs who are at the business, I can talk a little bit about the customer life cycle. Okay, what is the customer life cycle? So there are 5 stages of customers. The first stage is called a stranger. Like he has not bought your product, he's not bought your service. That's called a stranger. The moment he buys your product, he becomes a customer, right? And he has no view about it. It's like, you own a budgie shop, you own a shop somewhere in a central station or a bus stand. Somebody comes, they don't even know what shop it is. They buy it, they go. He's a customer, right? Next is, he's not talking about your food at all. Okay. The third is called fan. Fan is somebody who's your customer. He likes your product, but he's not talking about it. He likes your product. He's going to come back, right? He'll go to a restaurant. Food is good. Okay. He'll come back to the restaurant, but he's not talking about it. Like most of the veg restaurants. Like we have a particular veg restaurant. We will go, we will eat, we will not take a selfie from there. We love the food, but we will not take a selfie. We are a fan. That's it. The next step is called a super fan. Super fan is when you love the product and you also talk about the product. You go take a selfie. Hey, I'm at the so-and-so restaurant. I'm this pizza shop, whatnot. Okay. So you're actually talking about the restaurant. That's a super fan. The next step is called brand ambassador. Brand ambassador is not the one like Shah Rukh Khan and Salman Khan who get paid 2 crores and they drive a Hyundai car. In real life, they're not driving Hyundai car. These are paid advertisers. They're not brand ambassadors. They're called paid advertisers. So people use it. They just call them as brand ambassador, but they're paid advertisers. If you remove the money, they're not going to advertise your product. They're not going to stand for your product, right? A real brand ambassador is one who will stand up for your brand when you are not there. So these are the guys where you will see in YouTube comment section, they will come and fight for you. Oh, I know.
RCB fans மாதிரி சொல்றீங்க.
Right? So they will come and fight for you. So these are called brand ambassadors. And the last segment is called secret agent. So now, what's the difference between a brand ambassador and a secret agent? Brand ambassador talks about the brand to the world. The secret agent is the one who talks about the world to the brand. That means they will come up to me, sneak me up, and they hit me up on Instagram, tell me, Santhosh, hey, I went to your Australian outlet. Hey, there is some small service issue there. Hey, the signage in the one is not working. So they will give me, Santhosh, there is a new restaurant coming up around the corner. Hey, they might be your competitor. Look into them. Or they might come up and say, Santhosh, there's a new dish, which is brilliant. I think you should add in your menu. So these are the guys who are one step above brand ambassadors. They will come and give me inputs about the world, about the market, about the industry.
ஒரு காமன் மேன் டேர்ம்ல சொல்லணும்னா வெல்விஷர் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி சொல்லலாம்.
Well-wisher to a level where they want, well-wisher is different, like, hey, I'm happy for you. But they cannot give you input. So these guys will actually give real ground level input because they are local in that city. They will tell you, Santhosh, this will work in the city, this might not work in the city. Santhosh, you should add some cool drinks here, blah, blah, blah. So they will give real world insight because they love you so much. So this is the customer life cycle. So now your goal as a brand owner is take a stranger and take them step by step to make them a secret agent. How do you do that? So there are 3 currencies for that. One is the financial currency, one is the emotional currency, and one is the intellectual currency. That means you can use one of these currencies to take one person to the next step. Let's say there's a customer who enters your outlet. What I would do is first I would give them some sample or something for free. And first of all, our model is designed in a way, I'll talk about the model a little bit later, but what I'll do is I'll go talk to them, either I'll give them free sample. So what is that? That's financial currency, right? I'm using money. I'm making them more comfortable, right? If not, I'll at least go and talk to them. Hey, Manju, how are you doing? Man, it's first time here. Wow, good to see you. I'm exchanging emotional currency. Or I'm talking about something about business knowledge. I'm giving my intellectual currencies to them. So every step, my goal is to give them something and take them to the next step, right? From taking the customer to a fan, and then a fan to a super fan, right? And then super fan to a brand ambassador, and brand ambassador to a secret agent. So every time I'm in an outlet in Melbourne or US, right? I'm scanning people. Okay, this guy's a fan. How do I make him a super fan? Go give them samples and whatnot. I'll go and talk to them, build a rapport with them, take pictures with them, and share my knowledge, right? Every time I'm taking them next level. Today, you might not even had our food, and by the time you finish your podcast, you will be a super fan or a brand ambassador. Because I'm exchanging intellectual information at free of cost. All my 15 years of business experience, I'm pouring it out for free, so you'll automatically become a fan of the brand.